Does somebody have to get in at the beginning in network marketing? That's what we're going to talk about today. All right, does somebody have to get in at the beginning to make it big? To me, it's an excuse. All right, and I'm going to walk you through this. So, in the big picture of things, as I've explained in another video called "Do People at the Top Make Most of the Money?" Let's just say that this is you right here, okay? And in all network marketing companies, there is a limit to levels that you can get paid on, all right? And so just for simplicity, I chose 3 levels here. There's some companies that pay double that or even more. And so, but the point that I need to make here is that there is a cutoff level at some point. And if there's not a cutoff level, it's called a pyramid scheme, okay? So there's a cutoff. And so whatever you build in your 3 levels, that's what you earn. And so someone can come in on your first level or second level or third level, and you'll get some of their volume, but not all their volume, all right? And so this is an example below your level of somebody coming in and building more sales volume, okay? So it's not people necessarily, it is sales volume. And so you can see that this organization built double the volume that this person did based upon the number of 2s and 3s there, right? But then somebody else comes along and builds one way bigger, okay? And I see this all the time. I know this is exactly how it works. And so here's a couple of things. Number one is that this represents security for this person, all right? But the person doesn't get paid on that volume right here. And in this one here, I call this one security abundance. I don't get paid on it, but it's down below there, and so it is security. All right. So a couple of key points. Number one, everybody gets the same compensation plan. That is what makes network marketing different than a traditional business where they have sales reps. All right, and so different people have different compensation plans. All the way up the tree, they have different compensation plans in a traditional business. But in network marketing, everybody gets the same compensation plan, so you can make whatever out of the network marketing company that you want, right? That's what the whole concept is. So at any time, anybody can come in and say, you know what, I like this, and turn around and build a sales team that thwarts all of that. Okay, and that is where, so the answer is that anybody can come in at any time. So you don't have to get in at the beginning in order to be successful, all right? So, okay, so I do recommend, again, to watch the video on people at the top, because you'll get a little bit of a different example of this. Okay, so now I'm just going to talk a little bit about the advantages and disadvantages. And so number one, it's more important what you do than when you do. All right, so getting in the company doesn't necessarily mean anything. So for me, I've built both ways. I built in a company that was more established, and I did a startup. All right, and so many people started near the same time that I did. I'm talking weeks, right? But they didn't produce, and so therefore they didn't, quote, make it. They didn't succeed as at the same degree. They kind of thought that, oh, well, if I get in at the beginning, then the whole company's going to be underneath me. It's not the way that it works. Yes, they will be underneath you, but you don't get paid on them, all right? And so then there's advantages to an older company, and the advantages would be more products, more support, the kinks are all ironed out, management's ironed out, more countries, employees better trained, bigger events. those are some of the examples that I just thought of off the top of my head. And startups rarely make it. Repeat, right? You know, like I was talking to somebody the other day, and he just, it was really, really funny because, but it's a startup. And I go, yeah, I know, but, you know, blah, blah, blah. It's a startup, right? So that's why I say repeat, because it is worth repeating because so few do make it. However, there's a single product focus that is really good. There's a single country focus. There's a single team focus. There's less bureaucracy, more adaptable, and that's probably the very best one because, you know, in the very beginning, the corporation, the executives in the corporation, they are the ones who come out and say, this is what we're going to do. And then the sales team begins to give feedback, and you'll see the culture, the evolution of the company alter because of that. And so in an established company, suggestions don't get put into play as frequently or at all, right? And then there's greater access to the executives. In a well-established company, you're not ever going to be able to talk to the founders and things like that normally. All right. If you're very productive, the earlier you join a company, the more upside you have if the company goes long-term. All right. And so if you're first, 100% of the company volume depends on you. Okay. I remember that day. Okay. So I ordered a kit. All right, great. That's $1,000 of volume in the company, right? And then, so I was responsible for the whole thing. And then I get one person. And now me and that person have 50-50 split of responsibility for the whole company. And so it's a huge weight to bear, I assure you. And so if I had it to do over again, I would never do it again. Okay? Not network marketing. I would just never do a startup company. So, so that gives you just kind of my thoughts on that part. And then this is what is being productive. I show this all the time. And this is the pipeline. Every business in the world, every organization in the world must do this. But these are the steps that a person does to build a startup. These are the steps that a person does to build a company that's more established. To kind of give you a visual of this, the way that I think of it in my mind is that it's the pendulum, right? And so right here would be dead center. And on this side, reps claim it's risky, too hard. All right. And that typically is somewhere around less than $100 million in sales. And then over here, you have reps claim, oh, it's saturated, it's too hard. Right. And that's typically around $2 billion plus. And so, so what it ends up as is that on this side, okay, yes, anybody knows that. Anybody who's ever done stocks, anybody who's invested in real estate, not buying your own real estate, but invested in real estate knows that there's upside. You know, if you buy the first house in the subdivision and then the subdivision becomes big, then you've got more upside. Okay, so and then on this one, it's more safe. Right? But they're both excuses, in my opinion. Just get after it, you know, like do the pipeline. And so my official position, I don't want anybody to say, well, Tim said, right? No, Tim didn't say. Tim said both sides, but here is my position. It's more important what you do than when you get in, okay? If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, comment down below. If you're on YouTube, you can subscribe to the channel. I do a lot of videos. I've been in the network marketing industry for about 30 years. I've consulted a couple of hundred network marketing companies, made many millions of dollars. And so I'm just bringing this knowledge to people in the industry so that, number one, you can clarify it with the people that you're talking to. I'll see you in the next video.